In science and data analysis, we never truly prove anything as 100% certain. Instead, we use a rigorous framework called hypothesis testing to determine if our observations are significant or just the result of random chance. Imagine you are in a courtroom. A defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty. This is exactly how hypothesis testing works with data. The first step is defining our two competing claims: the null hypothesis, or H0, and the alternative hypothesis, or H1. The null hypothesis represents the status quo, the idea that nothing interesting is happening, or that there is no effect. The alternative hypothesis is your theory, the challenger that claims there is a real difference or effect. If you're testing a new drug, H0 says it doesn't work, while H1 says it does. But how do we decide which one to believe? We use a threshold called the significance level, denoted by the Greek letter alpha. In most scientific fields, alpha is set at 0.05. This means we are only willing to accept a 5% risk of being wrong when we claim our theory is right. We then calculate a p-value from our data. If the p-value is less than alpha, we reject the null hypothesis. It's like finding evidence so strong that the presumption of innocence for the null hypothesis is finally broken. However, no test is perfect. We face two types of risks. A type 1 error, or a false positive, happens when we reject a true null hypothesis, like convicting an innocent person. A type 2 error, or a false negative, happens when we fail to reject a false null hypothesis, like letting a guilty person walk free. Balancing these risks is the heart of statistical power. Increasing your sample size is often the best way to reduce both types of errors simultaneously. To visualize this, we look at the normal distribution, often called the bell curve. Most observations fall near the average, but as we move to the edges, or tails, the data becomes more extreme. Hypothesis testing checks if our result falls in these rejection regions. If our calculated z-score or t-score is far enough into the tail, it becomes highly unlikely that our result was just a fluke, leading us to favor the alternative hypothesis. Let's look at a real-world example: A/B testing at a tech giant like Google or Netflix. Suppose they change the color of a subscribe button to see if it increases clicks. They don't just guess, they run a hypothesis test on millions of users. If the p-value is 0.001, it means there is only a 0.1% chance the increase in clicks happened by accident. This level of statistical rigor is what drives billion-dollar decisions in the modern digital economy. In conclusion, hypothesis testing is the filter that separates signal from noise. It forces us to be humble and skeptical, ensuring that our theories are backed by more than just intuition. Whether it's testing life-saving vaccines or optimizing software, these statistical tools are the backbone of human progress and the scientific method. Always remember, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.